Welcome to Pure Launch. I'm Amy Fowler, VP of FlashBlade Strategy and Product Marketing.
I'm Cody Hosterman, Director of Cloud Product Management.
We are thrilled to have you join us today. This next hour is about how storage, software, data, and more importantly, data services are evolving. We're excited to show you some amazing new products and services that will change the way you approach your data strategies.
There have been a lot of other launches this year, from Bezos to bezels, but I'm excited to share with our friends who have joined us something they can actually use to make their work life better. The industry talks a lot about agility, but agility isn't faster forklift upgrades or a higher credit limit on your credit card so you can cover cloud costs.
I couldn't agree more. The new language of IT includes terms like data services, streaming, and automation, along with all kinds of other new adjectives for storage. And that's what today is really about. We want to explore these concepts, then show you how you can make the new language of IT a reality, easily.
Whether you've been with us since day one, or you found us while trying to solve problems that it seemed nobody else was thinking about, this hour is about you. How to overcome the complexities of traditional IT, while at the same time making access for the developers who need the data much easier, enabling everyone to go faster.
I'm super excited about today. We're going to share a lot of big ideas, interesting concepts, and novel approaches. And there certainly isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. So if you have any questions that pop up during the next hour, use the chat window, and our subject matter experts will address those questions in real time.
That's right. So today, we will hear about that vision from our CEO, Charles Giancarlo, as well as James Blackburn, CTO of Man Group, followed by 3 exciting announcements.
And to get us started, please welcome Charles Giancarlo, CEO of Pure Storage.
Welcome and thank you. If there's one lesson I've internalized from this past year and a half, it's how precious our time on Earth is. And we're honored that you've chosen to spend some of yours with us. I want to start by asking a question. What do NASA and private space companies have in common with COVID vaccine R&D teams or with Roblox in the metaverse? The answer is data. These fast-moving, fast-growing industries rely on data for a competitive edge in their industries. And the most advanced companies know that partnering with Pure Storage gives them that data advantage. When you are an organization on the cutting edge of data-driven innovation, you can't afford slow data or slow development cycles, planned or unplanned disruptions, or waiting months for IT to deliver additional data services. You need a data storage and management solution that is best in class, offers unparalleled performance, and can be deployed and used immediately. If you're a company that cares about leading the future of your industry, if you understand the potential and the value of the data you're generating, then you want IT solutions that deliver greater speed and flexibility to your organization. In a word, you're looking for agility. Now, agility isn't the first word you think of when you think of your storage infrastructure, is it? It's probably not the second or third either. But it should be. It should be at the very top of the list, at the forefront of any conversation about data management. It is yesterday's storage technology that is limiting you today from using your data to build the world of tomorrow. Yesterday's storage technology fails to enable your developers to develop tomorrow's applications faster. A great data management solution should provide not just fast data, but it should also enable fast development, fast change, and fast speed to production. When I speak with customers that are pushing the limits of their data, they have moved past concerns of performance and reliability, and have now placed their focus on enabling their developers with greater speed by providing cloud-like services. Your developers want data infrastructure that is infinite yet invisible, reliable and immediately available, and able to be ordered, configured, and enabled with software. They want data infrastructure that is defined by their software, not by the vendor's software. Let's think about this for a moment. For decades, only price, performance, and reliability have been at the center of the storage infrastructure conversation. And of course, they still matter, but they aren't the only important things anymore. The most important thing now is organizational agility. We need to move past using human middleware to configure, tune, maintain, update, and attach storage systems and software. Only sophisticated data management software and services that deliver the right performance instantly provide us the ability to move at the speed that our modern businesses require. This isn't how data storage operates today, but it is the way the rest of modern IT runs. In modern IT infrastructure, it's software that defines virtual network architectures, and it's software that defines virtual compute environments. But for storage, data environments are still defined physically by hardware and vendor software, creating major bottlenecks for your organization and your development teams. The new metric enabling business success is organizational speed. It is not measured in terabytes, teraflops, or gigabits per second. In IT terms, the key metric is measured in the speed of product development, speed of software deployment, and speed of data analysis. It is measured in time to volume from concept to production. We need to start thinking about a new fast. This new fast is measured in business speed and business agility, and everything that we do in IT needs to support this new fast. This, of course, was the insight that has driven the cloud model. The true value of the cloud model is its agility, namely the ability for developers to access capabilities instantly and its flexibility for developer programming. The ability to adapt and change quickly is what organizations all desire. The success of the cloud model is not about where servers, compute, and data are located. And it's clearly not about cost. It's about agility and speed. It's the on-demand programming model, technology, capacity, and performance when you need it, as you need it, on demand, and constantly improving in the background without disruption. So what does this mean from a data and storage industry point of view? Well, mostly that the data storage industry has lagged the rest of IT by at least a decade. But of course, you knew this, because most of the storage industry still uses mechanical hard disks, while all of the rest of modern technology is based on silicon. Even most of the hyperscalers' data infrastructure is still based on spinning disks. But worse, traditional data storage suppliers never employed the lessons of virtualization that transformed the networking and compute industries. Data storage and management is still physical and configured and delivered with human middleware. Well, Pure, which innovated the transition from mechanical disks to silicon for data storage, is again changing all of that. Pure solved the old fast problem by first delivering a silicon solution based on flash to economically replace the slow speed and complexity of mechanical hard drives. Now Pure is addressing the new fast problem to unleash your organizational speed by enabling you to define and deliver data management services on demand as a service to your organization. With the new innovation we are announcing today, we will enable you to provide your developers with instant access to core data services that you define and they configure with code. It's time to transition from barely keeping up with managing storage infrastructure to being a data services provider to your organization, delivering data services you define on demand. This is a significant change in perspective, but it's a change that we see happening across our customer base. Forward-looking operations teams are accelerating their operations by embracing automation and standardization, delivering cloud-like services with service-level agreements to their internal developer customers. Yesterday's storage admin is tomorrow's data services architect. Yesterday's storage team is tomorrow's data services provider. And yesterday's developer is tomorrow's data services consumer. Pure started the transition to an easier world by creating a simpler but more powerful storage solution, one that did not require constant tuning, constant maintenance, scheduled downtime for upgrades, or data migrations for technology refreshes. Pure then started the transition to the as-a-service model, first by offering our product as a service, and then by unifying our capabilities both on-prem and in the cloud with a unified subscription, and then by offering our services entirely as a service level agreement and entirely online. Now, Pure is leading the innovation which will provide agility and speed to your IT operations and your application developers. At Pure, we are keenly focused on accelerating the digital transformation of your infrastructure, making your data more performant and your organization more agile. Build your private cloud like the public cloud. Storage, automation, and virtualization were originally developed in the cloud for modern cloud-native apps. Pure is now bringing this capability to you for both traditional and cloud-native apps in a hybrid cloud environment. Today, we are introducing Pure Fusion, the first technology to virtualize enterprise storage across the data center and across clouds, providing automation for operations and agility for developers. Automation not only frees your IT staff, it enables your developers and therefore your organization to accelerate. We will enable you to build the on-demand model to deliver tailored storage services to your developers. Your developers should not care what infrastructure backs your storage services. It should be invisible to them. You define the custom storage services that meet your security, resiliency, compliance, and regulatory needs. You can then make them available in a price-performance service catalog to your developers. They configure and choose their data management class with code, and it is delivered to them immediately. In another new announcement, we will show you how we can enable you to further improve your developers' productivity and accelerate them with new services. Developers are delivering innovation now by building modern apps with containers, Kubernetes, and microservices. Portworx is our market-leading solution for delivering data services for container-based cloud-native applications. And today, we're introducing Portworx Data Services, which will increase your developers' productivity and speed. Together, these two new announcements, Pure Fusion and Portworx Data Services, will release your team from the drudgery of human middleware so they can deliver flexible, high-value data services. No modern developer wants yesterday's infrastructure experience. Opening a ticket with IT, waiting for you to evaluate, price, buy, install, test, and ultimately deliver infrastructure months later. That infrastructure experience needs to end. Commit yourself to delivering to your developers an on-demand data services experience. Today, we are also announcing new innovations for improving data management operations with our AI-driven IT operations platform, Pure1. It's time users have the ability to see in real time data service level agreements across their cloud and visualize their modern application infrastructure from end to end. This platform fundamentally simplifies IT operations by anticipating changes across the infrastructure stack and proactively recommending actions for optimizing storage and applications. It predicts and forecasts needed changes to user subscriptions or their evergreen storage estate. Businesses should have zero tolerance for surprises or disruptions, and Pure1 now increases your resilience by providing protection assessment to protect your environment from ransomware. Everything we're doing and everything we are announcing today does not require you to lock your company into long-term depreciation cycles. With Pure as a service, these innovations can be consumed entirely as subscriptions. Because when your needs are constantly changing, you need the flexibility to shift quickly without financial or technological constraints. And across our portfolio, whether with Pure as a service or our proven evergreen subscription, Pure constantly improves your environment forever without disruption. This is something no other vendor offers. At Pure, we see a world where data storage management is automated, where data is freed, developer access is self-service, and success is governed by a company's opportunities, not its data limits. So there you have it. A decade of digital transformation, accelerated by COVID, has completely changed the expectations of your internal and external customers. And we are here to give you the advantage of a modern data experience. Everything Pure sells right now, and all we announce today, every new product, is part of the promise we keep to help you meet the needs of your customers. We promise that we will continue to lead our industry in innovation, to free you to enable your organization to lead yours. We promise to continue to deliver to you the world's highest quality systems, services, and support. We promise that we will continue to drive simplicity in everything we deliver and in how we engage with you to make your lives easier. We promise that we will continue to deliver a true service offering that constantly improves without disruption to your operations. And finally, we promise that Pure will help you get to where you need to go and to grow into what you want to be. This is a data-driven world, and it needs a data-ready infrastructure, delivered with an exceptional experience both for you and for your internal and external customers. It requires a modern data experience, and that is what Pure always delivers. It's the on-demand, programmable model. Technology, capacity, and performance when you need it, as you need it, on demand, and constantly improving in the background without disruption. So what does this mean from a data and storage industry point of view? Now, Pure is addressing the new fast to unleash your organizational speed by enabling you to define and deliver data management services on demand as a service to your organization. With a new innovation we are announcing today, we will enable you to provide your developers with instant access to core data services that you define and that they configure with code. It's time to transition from barely keeping up with managing storage infrastructure to being a data services provider to your organization, delivering data services you defined on demand.
Thank you so much, Charles. Wow, these are 3 great announcements. Pure Fusion, Portworx Data Services, and Pure1 are all going to change how we think about storage. He's absolutely right. Companies want data infrastructure that is defined by their software, not by the vendor software. We need to make it easy to see the relationships between workloads and data services, and to leverage software to automate the relationships between modern apps and storage in real time while making access to it invisible, instant, and infinite, without worrying about scale or limitation, no matter where that data lives. And as Charles said, most importantly, agile.
These are definitely the issues that many of our customers are tackling. And to speak more on this is James Blackburn, the CTO of the Man Group, an active investment management firm. James is joining us from the UK to talk about the need to provide access to data in an automated and agile way to developers who don't have time to wait. Please welcome Pure CTO, Rob Lee.
Excellent. Well, we have James Blackburn with us today from the Man Group. James, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Rob.
Excellent. So James, I know the Man Group as a financial services firm, but I understand that you guys actually got your start making barrels and drums for sugar and rum shipping. Is that true? If so, that must be quite a transformation.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Man Group was previously a commodity trader. It's been around for 230 years, started by James Mann. Most recently, though, we've been an active investment manager, managing funds for large investors, pension funds, sovereign wealth funds, that sort of thing.
Wow, what an evolution. I mean, that must have been such a transformation. And within the Man Group, you're the CTO of the Alpha platform. Can you share a little bit with us about what the Alpha platform is, what you guys do, and who your customers are?
Yeah, I mean, Alpha for us means sort of risk-adjusted returns. And so when we say Alpha platform, what that is the front office technology platform that powers our investment decisions. So my team, we look after the infrastructure, the storage, compute, networks for the front office. And that includes things like our Python quant platform, so our quantitative researchers can build their models.
You know, I know we've been working together with your team at the Man Group since 2017, and internally at Pure, we know the Man Group is one of our heaviest users of APIs. I think at some point, tens of thousands of API calls a day. So I'm guessing that automation, and in terms of how you manage storage and infrastructure, has been a big part of your transformation. So can you tell us a little bit about how you view automation and how it enables what you do?
It's been a fun journey. I mean, those API calls have probably added up to the millions at this point. It's around that time that we shifted towards containerization and Docker, but we've had a pretty traditional pathway through the industry and adoption of technology, from bare metal servers through to VMs, next to containerization, and finally to full sort of container orchestration with technologies like Kubernetes. Each step in that journey has allowed us to be more automated, more systematic, and be more deliberate and joined up in how we deploy software applications to our production environments.
So that makes a lot of sense. You know, automation, I guess, is giving you the ability to move faster, get more efficient, and shorten the time between developing applications, putting them into production, and getting results. Has this changed how your software development teams, your DevOps and infrastructure teams interact with one another, and how has that evolved as you've transformed over the years?
100%. And I think the cool things that our dev teams can do now is that they can essentially own a lot of the infrastructure themselves, because nearly all the infrastructure is infrastructure as code in our world. So they can actually go from building their application, deploying it to dev, staging, and getting it deployed to production themselves without requiring liaising with an infrastructure team to build some servers or provision some storage, or indeed an operations team to take over ownership of monitoring. All of this is systematized and stored in the Git repositories alongside all the source code that they're dealing with. So it really has been a complete transformation. So what we see is our infrastructure and operations teams are enablement teams. They're building those technologies, those stacks that the developers can leverage to get their apps deployed as quickly as possible.
So delivering infrastructure as code directly to developers is clearly empowering them to move a lot faster. How is the uptake of containers and the adoption of that technology gone? Have there been any challenges that you faced along the way? Any words of wisdom that you'd share with the rest of our customers?
We're quite early users of Docker. I think we started in about 2015 as well. And there were bugs. I mean, containers hanging in production, not being able to access storage, etc. The reality is that nowadays it's very, very stable, very widely used, common technology platform. And the nice thing about containers is they abstract away the important things for running the application: the networking, the storage, the CPU and memory consumption. And that's brilliant, because it means that when packaging code and getting it deployed, whatever the application is that you're deploying, it always looks the same from the point of view of the orchestrator.
We understand from a lot of our other customers that they're looking to containers, Kubernetes, and container deployments as a way to drive flexibility in the environments that they're deploying applications in. Are you finding the same, and how have the adoption of containers allowed you to get more flexible in how you're using different compute environments?
I think there's the old adage of trying to treat compute more as say cattle rather than pets. The reason being that what we don't want is every named individual computer to be a single point of loss or breakage or monitoring, because it means that the amount of resource we need to manage our environments is proportional to the size of the environment. And what technologies like Kubernetes allow us to do is actually manage a very, very large scale environment with the same number of resources that we used before. So we've scaled our compute environments probably 10x in the last few years, and without increasing infrastructure headcount. And the only way to do that is by efficiency and agility. And that's what this technology allows you to do.
Presumably, this also opens up different operating environments, whether it's on-premise, cloud, so on and so forth, and gives you the flexibility to move between those very fluidly.
Exactly. And the great thing is the standardization. We've seen a lot of consolidation around Kubernetes, for example. I think what's really key is being able to actually make that work for storage as well, because that's been one of the real stumbling blocks that we've had up till now. We've had silo storage, our flash arrays, for example, which historically it's not been very easy to configure up the replication and the movement of the storage along with the applications between clusters.
Excellent. And so speaking of applications, Kubernetes, Portworx, containers allow you infrastructure portability. What about this morning's announcements with Portworx Data Services? How do you see the addition of database as a service and application data services into the fold as potentially impacting what you do at Man Group?
It's super exciting. I mean, one of the really challenging things to run in Kubernetes are stateful services, because failover without losing storage is one of the harder things to get right. And we've built our own database of services, but it's actually a lot of work to do it for every single type of database you might want to provision, whether it's Postgres or Oracle or SQL Server or Kafka or Consul. And having recipes to do this will actually make our lives significantly easier, because ultimately we don't want to worry about this. We want to use the services, but we don't necessarily want to be building the infrastructure ourselves.
If I were to kind of net out the conversation so far, automation gives you agility and efficiency. Containers are giving you a tremendous degree of flexibility in how you deploy. And with database as a service and a lot of the application data services coming in, this is going to help empower your software developers to focus on apps as opposed to infrastructure even more. Is that kind of the takeaway?
That's exactly right.
Excellent, excellent. Well, James, thank you so much for taking the time today and sharing your perspective with us. Always valuable. And with that, I'll throw it back to you, Amy and Cody.
Thank you, Rob and James. It's always great to hear CTOs talk about how the as-a-service model can be applied and what a critical role it plays in driving change and delivering some cool experiences today with a peek at what's possible tomorrow.
James is certainly ahead of the curve. I mean, 10,000 API calls a day. It's incredible. And across the thousands of customers we have, everyone has their unique situation for how they manage storage. But in some cases, when we talk to people who aren't using Pure, it seems like storage manages them. Let's take a look at just how bad this can be.
Now serving 127.
Sorry to bother you. Excuse me, quick question.
Absolutely, I'm here to help.
I'm trying to get some storage provisioned for my new app.
Amazing.
Just ballpark. How long do you think this is gonna take?
What number are you?
685.
Oh, we're going hyper back there, so don't quote me on this, but I think I can get it done for you in a few weeks.
Seriously? Can't we speed this up?
Our people are on it.
What's going on back there? Is that smoke?
Oh, I doubt it. Sir, that area is for our professionals only. You can't go back there.
Don't let your storage manage you. With Pure Storage, get instant, scalable storage solutions so that you can get back to innovating.
Wow, that got really out of control. But seriously, how can we make it easier for storage administrators to help make developers successful?
Like Charles said, it's software, but not just software. It needs to be a mixture of automation and as-a-service style delivery to make it simple for the data consumer. This is data management as a service. Whether the value for you is better visibility into application performance, user self-service, or balancing workloads across your data centers. That brings us to the first of several announcements we're excited to be making today. We're proud to announce Pure Fusion, the first and only self-service autonomous storage as code platform. And it's built for limitless scale. Pure Fusion is the cornerstone of your data management transformation. Let's check it out.
Agility is what all digital organizations strive for. And for almost the entirety of the enterprise storage industry, agility and storage aren't words you'd often hear together. Since the founding of Pure Storage, we've been laser focused on taking what's painful about traditional enterprise storage and making it better. We imagined a world where consumers self-service the provisioning of their storage resources to match the performance and data protection capabilities that their applications require. No endless back and forth between application owners and storage teams, just true, on-demand self-service. At the same time, imagine all of the complex storage management operations required to make this possible being automated through software. From the placement of the initial workload to storage adjusting with the unpredictable needs of an application and seamlessly migrating and rebalancing the fleet as needed, all with zero downtime and no manual intervention. And finally, imagine an almost limitless scale that adjusts to meet your business's data management needs over time. This is what we believe the future of enterprise storage looks like.
Today, we are announcing Pure Fusion, a leap forward in enterprise storage, marrying the best parts of the public cloud with the storage experience and capabilities you've come to expect from Pure. By bringing the simplicity and scalability of the cloud operating model with on-demand consumption and automated provisioning, organizations can deliver an enterprise-grade, managed self-service storage model that unifies fleets of arrays and optimizes storage pools on the fly. End users will be able to rapidly consume volumes, file systems, and advanced data services like replication without waiting for back-end manual work, making storage hardware truly invisible. And organizations will be able to scale seamlessly across block, file, and object workloads, leveraging the power of the entire Pure Storage family, including FlashArray, Pure Cloud Block Store, FlashBlade, and Portworx.
Traditional approaches to provisioning storage are time-consuming and expensive, and they don't easily adapt as business changes. In the era of self-service cloud offerings, consumers are now demanding that storage solutions modernize to provide similar experiences. Pure Fusion enables you to provision, consume, and manage storage for all your enterprise workloads with a true cloud-like self-service experience. Storage admins can now become data innovators by exposing their services in the form of easily managed storage tiers and with their own data protection policies, getting out of the never-ending cycle of provisioning requests. End users can simply provision their own storage resources without IT interaction, including through an API-first storage as code model for faster deployment and orchestration.
The current approach of scaling storage through clusters can be rigid and limited. To be truly scalable, your storage solution needs to allow multiple arrays to be interconnected and managed together as simply as possible.
Pure Fusion tears down the traditional form of storage clusters, allowing you to pool arrays of various configurations and media types into a more modern, cloud-like availability zone that can scale up or down and achieve nearly unlimited scale-out.
Want to scale your storage? Simple. Just add a new node to your existing availability zone and Pure Fusion takes care of the rest. Add these new nodes to any current storage tier or create new ones from the same environment. You no longer need to worry about matching cluster node types or having workload trapped in an individual array.
As applications are unpredictable and their storage needs constantly change, this can affect performance across the entire storage environment. Systems must be intelligent enough to manage multiple workloads for peak performance, and if needed, move or redistribute workloads without disruption. Pure Fusion's AI-driven workload placement automatically allocates the best storage destination, removing the need to pick individual arrays for each workload, and allows you to continually optimize storage pools by rebalancing workloads on the fly as conditions or requirements change. Your storage platform is always prepared, no matter what is thrown your way.
Pure Fusion transforms the storage experience forever, delivering agility, scale, and as-a-service simplicity for your business.
So let's break this down. What does that mean for a customer?
I'm just so happy about this. It has been so fun to see Pure make storage simple, the technology of Flash simple. No Pure customer cares about what Flash module is behind their volumes, but now with Pure Fusion, we are taking that one huge step forward. They don't even need to know what array holds them. Really cool.
Well, what's particularly great is that we're not stopping there. The idea of not letting your storage manage you extends to developers building modern applications. Developers today need access to a large variety of SQL, NoSQL, search, streaming, and analytics data services to power their apps. But they don't want to be operations experts. They want to use data services, not manage them. This is where our second announcement comes in, the industry's first database as a service platform, Portworx Data Services. Let's take a look.
the technologies that make modern life possible, telehealth, digital conferencing, streaming services to keep the kids happy, and restaurant delivery apps to keep parents sane, may not sound like they have a lot in common, but they do. They're all built using a new stack of technologies like microservices, containers, and Kubernetes.
Since data is at the heart of the modern business, these apps are supported by many different data services. In the old days, we would put everything in a small number of enterprise databases like Oracle or Microsoft SQL Server. But now dev teams are using SQL options like Postgres and MySQL, as well as NoSQL options like MongoDB, Cassandra, Elasticsearch, Kafka, and many more.
To stay ahead of the competition, developers need a self-service, on-demand way to provision these critical services, which then must be scalable, available, and secure 24/7.
Portworx Data Services is the industry's first database as a service platform for Kubernetes. With the click of a button, DevOps engineers can deploy a production-grade managed data service on Kubernetes from the industry's broadest catalog of options. Each data service instance can be easily configured with automated HA, backup and DR, encryption, migrations, and more, ensuring DevOps teams can focus on using data services and not managing them.
Without Portworx Data Services, customers are faced with two unsatisfactory options for managing the data services back in their modern apps. One option is a managed database service from a cloud provider. This limits them to running specific versions of a database in a single cloud and comes in considerable cost. The other option is to hire specialized DBAs to handle operations. But these folks are hard to find, expensive to hire, and even if you do manage to snag them, they spend their time fighting fires and not innovating. You can solve the hiring challenges by getting vendor support, but that quickly becomes cost prohibitive when you scale up using many different data services.
Portworx Data Services gives developers a self-service, on-demand experience to create the data services they need to build modern apps. And it dramatically simplifies operations by providing a managed as-a-service experience without the drawbacks of alternative approaches. Give your team a consistent operational experience for all their data services, regardless of the environment, and easily solve HA, backup and DR, encryption, and migrations at the click of a button. That's a database as a service platform, and that's Portworx Data Services.
Portworx Data Services will allow our customers to deliver a complete application stack without having to spend hours reading up on how to deploy all the stack components. And importantly, with the scalability, security, and multi-cloud support, that makes real agility possible for enterprises. Believe it or not, we're taking that and making it even easier with predictive management with Pure1, bringing flexibility and AI ops to what was once a very rigid and reactive job. That brings us to our final announcement of the day. Bringing this all together, we're happy to share with you exciting enhancements to the AI-driven Pure1 platform and its new integrations to Pure Fusion and Portworx Data Services. Let's take a look.
Business conditions are unpredictable. Storage needs can change at a moment's notice. Traditional management solutions are flat-footed. Legacy infrastructure, management practices, and purchasing can slow down digital transformation and increase risk. The approach has to evolve. The definition of the digital experience is a moving target. It changes and shifts with business concerns across industries and even within sectors.
At Pure Storage, we embrace that complexity because we're designed from the ground up to support your data on a foundational level. We lean into digital diversity and recognize that your data is as unique as what drives your business. With Pure1, we focus on making storage agile and simple. We actively leverage leaps in AI ops to slash the time you spend on complex and high-risk tasks. Pure1 lets you shift that focus to higher-level tasks, allowing you to deliver real value to your organization. Pure1 is all about speed, agility, and simplicity at scale. We provide a single unified view into your storage solutions that allows you to monitor, analyze, and optimize your storage from anywhere in the world, with real-time alerts and AI-driven support right on your phone. You get seamless access to the tools and information you need to drive critical business decisions as business conditions evolve.
Pure1 Meta, with our proactive recommendations engine, can help you deploy new applications and grow data services to meet the demands of your digital experience. Pure1 Meta can recommend where workloads should run, optimizing capacity and performance while removing under-provisioning, overspending, and significantly reducing planning. With AI at the heart of Pure1 Meta, we're effectively giving you the ability to predict and stay ahead of your data storage needs.
Easily purchase, manage, and renew all products and services for your hybrid cloud directly from the Pure1 digital marketplace. And with our enterprise-grade security, you can confidently deploy services and solutions and even extend monitoring capabilities with Pure1's RESTful APIs.
We know that customers are seeking innovative strategies to simplify their applications management. And with the addition of Portworx to the Pure1 stack, we now deliver visibility into containerized workloads. Portworx gives you greater control of adopted containers and provides a unified view for all Kubernetes clusters. This is essential for monitoring cluster health, configuration, and even managing things like support cases. The Portworx integration builds on the success of our VM analytics tools, but offers extended capabilities to future-proof your workflows. We can't wait to share with you innovations we have planned for more Portworx integration.
Data security is a massive concern for all modern organizations. How do you effectively protect applications from the potential threats of a ransomware attack? Most data protection strategies are designed for disasters, corruption, or even accidental deletions, but they don't always hold up against ransomware. Pure Storage helps mitigate attacks by securing your critical data from being altered or destroyed. With Pure Safe Mode, we create a secure snapshot that protects your backup data and metadata, neutralizing the impacts of an attack.
Pure Storage Safe Mode snapshots can't be deleted, modified, or encrypted, even with admin credentials. So even in the event of something happening, with just a few clicks, you can restore your mission-critical data and be up and running in no time.
We've taken security one step further. Pure1 now provides real-time risk and vulnerability assessment. Real-time alerts let you engage a Pure Safe Mode ransomware protection layer if conditions change. The storage and data demands of enterprise-level organizations are increasing every single minute. Complex, data-driven organizations can now leverage Pure1's AI Ops to drive faster and better decisions in real time.
No matter what your definition of the digital experience may be, Pure1 lets you move your business forward with speed and confidence.
With Pure1, we aim to make storage simple and agile, using AI Ops to slash the time you spend on complex and high-risk tasks, and provide better ways to protect and secure your valuable data.
VM Analytics was and still is a game changer for our customers. With no additional cost, they can monitor and troubleshoot their virtual environment. With containers, there are even more pieces in that puzzle. So that problem comes back big time.
Okay, so we've had a good look at Pure's vision for the future, built on top of the promises of what we're delivering for you today. We talked about the changing language of IT, and we're seeing that data service management and simplifying data access for users is a new version of availability, a mission-critical part of the new data-driven economy.
And Pure is making data service management easier for you, faster, more proactive, and better. And now that you've seen what we're capable of, imagine how these new services can work for you.
As we close, we'd like to take a moment to thank you for the opportunity to share this vision and our most recent innovations that our teams have been working on. And if you'd like to learn more, go to this URL. We'd love to continue the conversation.
All right, that's it from your hosts, Cody Hoster and Amy Fowler, signing off.